decided to take a break. And as you can probably understand from previous videos, that I love to go to the post office, take my post things, and then go back through the forest, which is like I don't know, 6 miles, 6 miles walk through the forest, fields, and all this nature. I've been doing. I mean, I've done like 15 to 20 trips like this over the last couple of years. Not couple of years, over the last year. Because a year ago I started doing it. I mean, I started to like walk more in the nature. A really good habit, which is something I described also in the previous videos. So, all the path becomes with each time, believe it or not, the path with each time becomes shorter, shorter, and shorter. Not, of course, probably in terms of time, but sometimes even that. I think about like the time is being even correlated depending on my perception of the time. And it's like with each time this trip, which is like, as I said, 6 to 7 miles from my house, is like, with each time becomes shorter and shorter due to that of me being able to recognize the path. Uh, Mine just got adopted to it, and I don't have to turn on my conscious mind in order to recognize the path, because this path is not actually clear. It's like through bushes. I know you think about me as I'm some kind of hippie or whatever. No, I just love walking like this, and this path with each time, as I'm with each time knowing more and more what is the better path, because it's like, you can choose several paths, obviously, in the forest, right? And in fields like this one, as you see. It's not there where I'm living. It's like in that direction, and as you can see also in the forest. So again, the subconscious mind accepted the idea to the degree which literally you do not perceive. I mean, and you're not conscious of the path, literally, because you've done it so many times again that it's like, there's no need for, it involves some time. Some time involves, but not to the degree where it's like 100% time. That's why you can relax and kind of surround yourself to the, not surround you, you don't control that. It happens automatically. Your subconscious mind takes over, and you are not thinking anymore on the path you're walking on. So what I thought was interesting, again, we can see the correlations between the law of attraction, so called, and that of our repetition, right? Repetition of whatever that is, a thought, idea, or this whole world is built on ideas. Even all these physical objects were once an idea in somebody's mind, and then it's been manifested through all the thinking, collective consciousness thinking, and it's been manifested in the physical form. All this, I mean, even the trees at the deep fundamental level, they are all the ideas of the God. And we are creating these ideas all the time. As we are thinking about the idea, as the Bob Proctor said, any idea that's held in mind, that's emphasized, that you keep thinking about, that's either feared or revered. He said, any idea that's held in mind, that's emphasized, that you keep thinking about, that's either feared or revered. Will begin to close itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. That's the perpetual law of transmutation. That's the law of the universe. Energy is always moving into form. Whatever you're thinking about is moving into form. It's like Van Gogh was asked how he did such beautiful work. He said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. Write your goal on a card. Carry the card loose in your pocket. Now, what happens is that when I put my hand into my pocket and I touch the card, the sensory factor, touch is affected, It sends a light message rifle firing through my central nervous system, hits my brain, and then it activates the I don't remember, because this is not actually my speech, okay? I learned it from the Bob Proctor. Yeah. And the idea flashes on my mind. You see, it's all electronic. You're much like your phone. You know, I forgot so much. I knew whole his speech on this mind topic. This is just incredible. One of the best for sure videos that I've watched on the YouTube, for sure. The Bob Proctor, the best ever speech he gave. Search it. I probably will leave the link in the description below this video, so check it out. It's literally the best motivating video in terms of this mind coherent. I mean, how the mind creates the reality. And that was just so inspiring, and that I just wanted to remember all these words that he said in that video. And first time I thought like I will just retell this story, I mean not his speech, and this is gonna, a lot of people gonna like it. And I did that in the summer, and actually I was wasn't my words, and I don't know, for some reason I wasn't authentic with that, because I knew this is not my speech. And I started to put so much pressure on it, and as it turned out, it's like nobody watched it. It's like I got almost the least popular video on my YouTube channel was. Because I was so attached to the outcome, I thought people were gonna like that. I thought it's like, for sure, these are so wise words, but the way I was telling them, you see, that's what matters most of the time. That was bad. That's why nobody liked that. And so I thought to myself, okay, I just learned this for myself. I just wanted to remember these words. And the idea of all these words also started to manifest in my life, because it went deeper into my subconscious mind. I started to get such type ideas, kindish ideas, or how they, cool people are now saying like ish, something. I don't know if that was a part of the English language in the past, or this is something I just learned recently, when they kind of add this ish to emphasize that it's like that thing they're talking about. How about this definition? I'm an English tutor. Don't forget it. I'm good at explaining things, especially at things that I'm interested in. And I'm interested in a lot of stuff in this world. I'm gonna share with you all the insight I'm gonna get along the way of my life. I would really love to talk with you more and more, but my poor phone doesn't have any memory, and so that's why I sometimes have to stop video, then go home, upload all the videos on the laptop, and then delete them on the phone, and then film again. This is very poor memory. And that's why I have to stop probably in a couple of minutes. But since I have some time, and don't be... it's called? I'm not being... And if all of a sudden the video will stop, this is not being rude, okay? As you can understand. This is just me running out of memory on the phone. All these are just the ideas. Ideas, we are comprehending, thinking about them, and then eventually feeling them, which is something, this is like a breakthrough. So from that point going forward, as you start to feel the emotion, you then start to kind of see that more and more in your life. You're gonna become this. Now as I'm speaking even, it's like I'm getting so many negatives. I'm being honest with you. As I'm speaking this, I mean, sometimes I'm getting these breakthroughs, and I'm also getting negatives regarding that. It's like you have to be strong, okay? As motivational as it may sound, you have to be strong in order to break through all these negatives, in order to think into greater ideas. Because all these negatives gonna come up as you will be moving, and they will force you to kind of believe that this physical reality is the only the safest place. And it's like all the mechanism, this ego desire mechanism, our just this subconscious mind But as we are thinking into greater ideas, we can, we can see the difference that we are not our bodies, whatever the attachment is. And we're able to get higher into that of greater thinking, of greater realms of consciousness, such as yogis did and do probably nowadays, I hope, because they are such a great people. I'm reading the autobiography of a yogi. I've read a half book already, 450 pages, still reading it. This is not something to read very fast, okay? This is such a great book, probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, that I've read in my life. I'm reading that not as just to read it and just to fastly kind of run through that idea, no. I'm reading that carefully. I can reread it a couple of times, really contemplate the idea. I'm reading and then I'm thinking. Then reading again, a couple of more sentences, you understand? This is a real reading. I know it takes time, but it's way more better than just read a book without any, real deep understanding of it. So guys, autobiography of a yogi is so he is reaching into those higher realms of consciousness. Also, the Robert Monroe and his hemi-sync synchronization tapes, called Gateway Experience. I've been re-listening. Actually, I didn't finish the whole course because it's like last more than a month. It's like 7 waves or something they created recently, probably I believe, and those are new. And so I tried it 2 times, and I went like to the 26 tape, and then I stopped like two times. And I'm about to start this course again, from listening from this tape 1 to the tape whatever. So also he talks about Robert Monroe, about this higher realm of consciousness. So guys, really recommend you to start reading also this book, and I don't know, energetic dynamic. Start becoming aware, start to understand okay, I will tell you something. As you are, feeling this separation between you and other thoughts, objects, something you want to let go in your life, you start to understand the difference.